What's going on, my fellow entrepreneurs? How's it going? It's your favorite entrepreneur and speaker, Chris Nawaller, and today I'm back with another video telling you guys how to avoid getting your Google Merchant Center account suspended. This is a huge problem that a lot of people are having, especially when they're trying to run their Google shopping ads. Guys, I don't know why anybody's not showing you this, but you guys need to know this information because it can truly ruin your business, especially when you're trying to go ahead and crush it in e-commerce. So watch this full video to make sure that you never get your Merchant Center account suspended ever again. Awesome. So we're back into the computer for another wonderful video. So guys, if you haven't already, definitely hit that like button and also subscribe, because on this channel I put out weekly content helping you guys with your Google AdWords account and different things that you want to do in your e-commerce business, for your Shopify dropshipping store, or for your whatever type of e-commerce business you may be running. I'm going to be providing value on a weekly basis. So if you guys want to definitely be a part of that, definitely hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification if you haven't already. So what I want to talk about is how you guys can avoid getting any problems in your Merchant Center account so you can effectively run these Google Shopping ads. A lot of people have been messaging in my Facebook group that we have, and also some of my clients that I work with. They've been telling me about how they're getting suspended. So I decided, let me make a video. It doesn't seem like there's enough content online about this. So let's get right into it. On your website, your e-commerce store, you want to make sure you have a couple things in order to prevent this. One of the things that you want to have is you want to have a return policy on your website, somewhere either in your footer or in your header. So I usually put these things I'm going to recommend in the footer. Okay, so you're going to create it as a page. Go ahead and create that page. Then after you create it, you name it. Then you add it to your footer or header. I recommend the footer. So we're going to include the return policy. You want to include the terms and conditions, or the FAQ page, or both. And then you want to include payment methods listed. So if we're using Shopify, like most of us are, our payment methods are usually listed at the very bottom. A lot of the themes include logos of the payment methods that we do accept on our site, and we need to make sure that not only do we have that, there's also a couple more that I actually forgot to add on here. We need to make sure we have a contact us. Contact us is very important. This is just important for your business in general. I always over exaggerate how important it is for your customers to be able to contact you via phone and email. That's why down below you guys will see a link to the 1-800 number that I recommend to all of the people that are in my Facebook group, and to anyone who wants to run an e-commerce business. I think it just looks very professional to have an 1800 number, and I'm sure you guys would agree that if you go online, you want to go ahead and actually see if there's an actual phone number. And I tell a lot of people that they can use free apps like Text Free or Text Now, but it doesn't look as professional as having a 1-800 number. So some things allow you to have that 1-800 number in the header, or also in the footer. And then you want to additionally include it into the Contact Us, because Google does want you to have that Contact Us. So and you also want a shipping and delivery page. So if you guys do want that the 1-800 number site that I use, you can use the link down below so you guys can get that free trial, and definitely include that into your business. It's going to help you out a lot, and it doesn't cost much. Just add it on to some of your expenses, and it really pays up. It's not even a quarter a day to be able to go ahead and use that. So okay, you have the return policy, contact us, shipping and delivery, terms and conditions, and then I believe Shopify also gives us a privacy policy, just stating like the different information that we may be collecting from any of the users on our website. So you want to have these pages on your site. It's very important, the terms and conditions and FAQ. Payments, the themes usually have that listed, and you can additionally list that on one of these pages if you'd like. And then SSL certified, since, like I said, since we use Shopify, or whatever software you may be using to go ahead and host your e-commerce business, we are SSL certified through those platforms, right? And then one thing I want to tell you guys is don't sell trademark products without authorization. Some of you guys may be doing some type of drop shipping of a certain brand, high ticket, whatever it may be. You want to make sure that you have the authorization, because if you get reported or if anything happens, you'll be able to go ahead and provide information that you've been authorized to be able to sell these products. A lot of people forget to set up the tax info, and you definitely want to go ahead and advise. I'm not like a tax professional, so I'm not recommending and give you any tax advice. But what I do for my stores is I just do, I choose the second option. When you log into Merchant Center, you'll see an option on the left-hand side. It'll say something about taxes. And if you guys watch my video, I'll have that down below about how to set up the Merchant Center correctly. You'll see that what option I choose for myself. And then set up shipping settings. Also in that video, I show how to make sure that you set up these shipping settings correctly. I usually do free shipping because, in my opinion, I think it just gives me better ranking. And on sites, for example, like Amazon, eBay, a lot of websites and algorithms favor free shipping. So it just makes more sense for me to just go ahead and put my shipping into the actual cost of the product, and that's what works better for me. But it really does matter also about the type of products you may be selling or what exactly you have going on with the type of store you're running. So definitely set it according to your store and business model. So there's some products that you want to avoid selling with Google Shopping and listing in your store. You don't want to sell counterfeit items, okay? Like you don't want to sell stuff from the flea market. You know, don't be that guy or girl. And then you don't want to sell any dangerous items. You can't sell fireworks. You can't sell, I don't believe you can sell BB guns, stuff like that. You don't want to sell none of that. And dishonest behavior. So they don't want anything that's helping people like cheat on tests or different things that's promoting dishonest behavior. And their misrepresentation of self or product. Basically, they don't want you to be selling a product, but when people are getting to the website, it's not really the product that you have that you're ranking for in with your keywords or with your description. So you're saying one thing, but when they get to the website, it's another thing. They don't want that, right? And then restricted content. There's a lot of restricted content that they don't allow. And this is another thing that I see people get banned for a lot of the times. So some of the things is adult content. You know, we're all adults here, so we know what that means. Alcohol, copyrighted stuff, gambling, healthcare. So that includes over-the-counter, prescriptions, supplements, pregnancy, and any enhancement stuff. For any of you guys that are into that weird stuff. None of that. Political is restricted. Anything politic based is restricted from running on Google Shopping. And then trademarks. Basically, like for example, I got banned on one of my accounts for trademarks. So that's why I'm really letting you guys know this, because I don't want this to happen to you. Trademark products, like for example, there was a product I was selling. It was called the Flawless Brows by Finishing Touch. The reason that I got banned from it is because in my description and then because in my title, the product I included by Finishing Touch, and that's their trademark. Flawless Brows, I mean, that's just a real general keyword, so you can't really can't trademark it. So if I would have just said Flawless Brows and then Flawless Brows in my description, I'm not saying anything about Finishing Touch, which is the company. So professional requirements, your display URL cannot be misleading. So basically you can't have a URL that may be using, saying freeproducts.com, and people get to your site and it's not free products. Okay, and you can't misuse gimmicky words. Just anything that's trying to deceive people, or like a lot of symbols or punctuations. Like your title, your description needs to be really clean and professional, similar to something like you would post on Amazon, or on a real legitimate website. Just use full sentences, and make things look professional. And then you can't have any under construction sites, or a site that's not viewable. So your site needs to be up to date. You need to make sure that you have a good payment on your hosting site. Make sure you're continually having that up to date, and you don't miss any payments, because if people can't go on your site and they're going to a page that's saying like not available or under construction, they're going to go ahead and suspend you, because Google wants to keep their brand good, and they want people to trust it and come shop on there and come use it as a search engine. So they don't want people doing all these different things, not representing their company correctly, which then goes back on Google, with them losing people from using their platform. So these are the things that you want to make sure you include in your listings. It's very, very important, and I'm glad you guys watched this to the very end. I want to motivate you guys to definitely hop into the free Facebook group that I have. If you guys haven't already hopped in here, we just hit our first 100 members, and we're soon, we just started it not too long ago. So we definitely want to hop in here. We have a lot of people getting wonderful results from some of the free content that I put into the free group. And you guys, someone just got their first sale for $134. Another person, this is a question. Another person got their first sale for $239. Well, $23. And just a lot of people just posting different results, and also asking questions that can really come to benefit from you. And another person here got their first week of $683. And that's just some of the things that you can come into the group and actually benefit from. And it's free, so you definitely want to hop in there. And then for you guys that want to take your Google Shopping ads to the next level, be able to see some of the things that I do, and also get a free 2-hour consultation call from me so I can help you with some of your ads, you can check out one of the links below. It'll say full Google Shopping program or training, and you should see that. And this is some of the information that you'll see in there. Just me talking about how to set up your store, how to get your account set up the right way, understand Google Shopping, product research, campaign optimization, scaling, all those different things. I'm going to be including the link down below. I'm only letting a couple people in, because I will be working with them and showing products on a monthly and weekly basis to those people in the private group. And also just join my free Facebook group, because I will be showing you guys some nice detailed stuff that I don't put out on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for hopping onto my channel. Thank you for liking this video, and thank you for subscribing. And I can't wait to see you on another video coming up very soon. See you guys on the next video. Peace.